Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Oaklawn Park here on Saturday. It is the 2nd of April 2022. It's Arkansas Derby Day, and I'm going to look at all the stakes races on the program from Oaklawn, including the Arkansas Derby. But before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Cat 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it around the world. Remember to also check out today my Florida Derby preview from Gulfstream. But let's look at the stakes action from Oaklawn, races 5, 9, 10, and 12. So the fifth race, it is the Carousel Stakes. It's going for a purse of $200,000. Races for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 6 horses heading to the main track. The distance of ground of 1,200 meters here, or the distance of ground of 6 furlongs on the Oaklawn main track. 1,200 meters, 6 furlongs in the Carousel. And I showed the diagram. Just gives me a second to look down my notes. Just bear with me. Sorry, I'm stupid. I can't do two things at the same time. As a top selection, I'm going to take the 2-horse Joyce Rocket as a top selection. We'll go 2-6-5-4 in the superfecta. 2-6-5-4 super. Top selection, 2-horse Joyce Rocket. 5-year-old mare by Into the Mischief. Bill Montrains. Flavian Pratt gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing the 18th of December at Gulfstream. 6 furlongs in the Grade 3 Sugar Swirl. And the horse finished second by length and just, couldn't get in front that day. It was a little bit dueling and just couldn't quicken up late. It wasn't her day to win, but she improved off the previous race, which was the Dream Supreme at Churchill, 6 furlongs, 13th of November. The horse finished third by 4.5 lengths there and just never was really comfortable, never quickened up. She should have did a lot better than she did that afternoon. And then the Thoroughbred Club of America at Keeneland, 6 furlongs on the 9th of October. She finished 5th by 2 lengths, was with him early on, then completely hit the wall. Bell's the one really put on a show that day. This horse hasn't won since DeSayerville at Prairie Meadows, 6 furlongs in July, where she won by 3/4 length, basically on the front and all throughout at 10 cents to the dollar. Everybody knew she was going to win a very, very easy victory. And then her previous win before that came last winter here at Oaklawn on the 30th of January, 6 furlongs in the American Beauty, winning by 1/4 lengths from a stalking position. I thought she ran decently. She ran this race last year and she placed behind Edgeway that day, but she was mowing them down late. Coming here today, off the bench, training well, pacing, getting Flavian Pratt up, who's riding absolutely brilliantly so far this season. I think at 8-5, this horse is a very likely winner. The 6-horse Joyce Rocket, I think, is your second likeliest winner. Won most recently quite a while ago in December 2020 at the fairgrounds, but has always been running these great races, especially locally lately. Has been close but no cigar. Training well, 2-1. Wouldn't surprise me if this horse gets the job done also. We'll definitely use him in the pick 5 that begins with this race. But to recount my selection with 5th from Oaklawn, it is the Carousel Stakes. Let's take the 2-horse Joyce Rocket. Give kudos to the 6-horse Joyce Rocket. 2-6-5-4 super. Let's go 2-6 in the multi-race. We're going to head over to race number 9 now from Oaklawn, which is the Oaklawn Mile. It's a Grade 3 event going for a purse $400,000, race for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field here of 10 horses heading to the main track. One lap around the main track, which here is 1,600 meters in circumference, if you want to go by that, or the distance of ground of 1 mile on the Oaklawn main track. 1,600 meters, 1 mile here in the Oaklawn Mile. My top selection, we're going to go take the number 8 horse. The number 8 horse, who is Folsom. 8-10-6-4 for me in the superfecta. 8-10-6-4 super. Top selection, 8 horse Folsom. This 4-year-old called by Into the Mischief. Brad Cox trains. Florent Giroux gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 25th of September at Parks. Mile Nathan's Pennsylvania Derby. And the horse finished 4th by 9 lengths that day. And just, that was a very tough Grade 1 event. One of the best races of the fall for the 3-year-old colts. This horse was just facing a little bit too tough competition, finishing 4th by 9 lengths, never really showed anything on the dreaded rail that day. It just wasn't his day to win. Starting off his season in a lighter spot, back to Oaklawn where this horse ran very well in the past, I'm going to give him another shot to improve. 2 back of Parks and the Smarty Jones on the 24th of August over the mile 16th, winning by 2 lengths, coming from the back of the pack that day. He really took a very good victory from a very wide poster, which is ideal at Parks at times. And then before that, the Indiana Derby at Indiana, mile 16th on the 7th of July, he finished 3rd by 5.25 lengths that day. He was very, very wide. He was getting a little bit late, but it wasn't anything to call home about. And then before that, the Met win at Churchill, mile 16th on the 29th of May, winning by 3.75 lengths, closing up from nowhere. He could have probably won by even more, but was geared down late, and all around great effort for him. Ran here last year on the 1st of May in the mile and 8th Oaklawn Stakes, where he won by 1/4 lengths, closing up well. That was a very good race. In his benefit today, you're going to see a good pace in front, and I think it's going to suit up for him coming from a little bit behind. He's not a deep closer, but he's a mid-pack closer. 4-1, let's use him. The 10-horse Law Professor, I think, coming back to dirt as your second likeliest winner. Most recently in the Carousel Mile at Santino, 1 mile on the lawn, he finished fifth by 4 3/4 lengths that day, and he had a very troubled trip. He would have he wasn't going to win, but he would have got a better place if he had a better trip in the lane. He's getting blinkers on again for the first time since his 2-year-old, early 3-year-old season. But if you look at his dirt races, they're not bad at all. He actually won the Mathis Brother Mile off the turf on the dirt right after Christmas at Santa Anita. Came back to a decent place behind Express Train in the San Pasquale in February. Coming here today from a wide poster, wouldn't surprise me if he leaves at 8-1. We're definitely going to use him on the ticket here. And also Silver Prospector here at 8-1. His buyer, if he posts the same buyer that he ran in the mine shaft, he could definitely win against these horses. He always runs these sneaky good races. At 8-1, we'll definitely use him in the pick 6 or in the pick 5 that begins with this race. But to recap my selection for the 9th from Oaklawn, it is the Grade 3 Oaklawn Mile. We're going to take the 8-horse Folsom as a top selection. Give kudos to the 10-horse Law Professor and the 6-horse Silver Prospector. 8-10-6-4 Super. Let's go 8-10-6 in the multi-race. Let's get to the 10th race from Oaklawn, which is the Fantasy Stakes. It's a grade 3 event going for a purse $600,000. Race for 3-year-old fillies here. We have a field of 9 horses heading to the main track. The distance of ground of 1,700 meters, or the distance of ground of a mile 1/16 on the Oaklawn main track. 1,700 meters, a mile 1/16 here in the Fantasy. My top selection, I'm going to go take the number 9 horses. My iPad freezes. It always does it during these big videos. Back from the unknown, the 10th race from Oaklawn, it is the Fantasy Stakes. It's a grade 3 event going for purse $600,000. Race for 3-year-old fillies. We have a field of 9 horses heading to the main track. The distance of ground here of 1,700 meters, or mile 16th on the Oaklawn main track. 1,700 meters, mile 16th here in the Fantasy. But I think you know that already. I'm going to repeat myself. But the top selection here, I'm going to go with the number 9 horse Bubble Rock. We'll go 9-7-5-4 in the superfecta. 9-7-5-4 super. Top selection 9 horse Bubble Rock. 3-year-old filly by More Than Ready. Brad Cox trains. Ricardo Santana Jr. gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 5th of March at Turfway. A mile in the Cincinnati Trophy Stakes. On the Tapeta, the horse won by 2 3/4 lengths and tracked all the way around the racetrack. When this horse said go, this horse quickened up and he kept going. That was a very good run, earning an 85 buyer. Coming to dirt for the first time shouldn't be a problem. He's been training well on it at Oaklawn, at Keeneland. From wide poster. Wouldn't surprise me if this horse leaves, so won't get the dirt in the face. And I think this horse will really jump up a lot to run a good race here today. 2 back in the Vidal at Turfway, 6.5 furlongs on the 12th of February. First off the long refreshing, the horse finished second by 6 lengths, and the winner just really quickened up nicely and kept going. This horse was second best over a trip, probably not to her liking, but she ran okay there. And then prior to that, in the Brews Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf at Del Mar, 1 mile on the 5th of November, the horse finished 12th by 4.5 lengths, beat 2 horses home, had a horrible beginning, had to be checked a few times, and it just wasn't her day to win. And then before that, in the Matron here in New York at Belmont, 6 furlongs on the 9th of October, winning by a half length, coming from the back of the pack, a little bit wide, but she got the job done nicely. But like I said, coming to the dirt for the first time shouldn't be a problem. I think she's a very logical winner. Your second likeliest winner here, I think, is the 7-horse You Girl. This 3-year-old filly by Shackelford, Rudolph Brissett trains. Florence Giroux gets the mount. Most recently in the Honeybee, I thought she needed the race. She finished third by 9/4 lengths, and she was just a little bit flat that day in the lane. Before that, I thought she ran a decent second place finish in the Goldenrod, and then a decent second in the Rags to Riches. Coming here, being a little bit forwardly placed at 4-1, training well. We'll give her a shot also, but I think Bubble Rock, a different horse coming into the division, I think she could really, shake things up here. But to recount my selection for the 10th from Oaklawn, it is the Grade 3 Fantasy. Let's take the 9-horse Bubble Rock as a top selection. Give kudos to the 7-horse You Girl. 9-7-5-4 Super. Let's go 9-7 in the multi-race. Over to the featured 12th race from Oaklawn. The 12th race, it is the Arkansas Derby. It's a grade 1 event going for a purse of $1.25 million. Race for 3-year-olds here. We have a field of 9 horses heading to the main track. The distance of ground of 1,800 meters, or the distance of ground of a mile and 1/8 on the Oaklawn main track. 1,800 meters, a mile and 1/8 here in the Arkansas Derby. My top selection, I'm going to go to the 9-horse, who is We the People. I'm going to go 9648 in the superfecta. 9648 super. Top selection 9 horse We the People. This 3-year-old colt by Constitution. Rudolph Brissett trains. Flavian Pratt gets the mount. The horse's most recent appearance came on 12th of March here at Oaklawn. Mile 16th, first time facing winners, allowance optional Lady Claimer. The horse won by 5 lengths, and slowly, this horse moved his way towards the front end. He quickened up nicely, and at 40 cents a dollar, they never really got to the underside of the horse because he just kept going, floating around the racetrack well. Coming here, Grade 1 event, third start, shouldn't be a problem, has him forwardly paced, could definitely get the mile in eighth, and I think his buyer's up to scratch to run against these horses. And since the race, he's been training well. Most recent workout was a half-mile drill locally in 47-4. Third best workout in 94. I think he's a real deal horse. 2 back at Oaklawn on the 12th of February, 1 mile in the main special weight, 84,000, winning by 5 3/4 lengths that day. He sat back early, he slowly moved his way up, a little bit wide, but he got the job done. With the short stretch for him to win that nicely, I thought it was a very, very good run. Coming here today, even with the wide poster, he should get a good trip. Getting Flavian Pratt up, who, like I said earlier in the video, has been riding very good lately. At 7-2, I think this horse is very loaded. You can throw out the filly, the 6 horse Secret Oath, the 3-year-old filly by Arrogate. D. Wayne Lucas trains. Luis Contreras gets mounts. Most recently in the Honeybee at Oaklawn, Mile 16th on 26 February. This horse won by 7.5 lengths, and coming from mid-pack, I thought this horse really ran a good race there after all the trouble this horse had to go on the inside. She ran a lot better than the boys later on in the Rebel. Coming here today, facing the boys, which is a very D. Wayne Lucas kind of thing, we'll think about winning colors again. If this horse wins today, you have to think, do they run her in the Derby against the boys? That would be something good because she's really, run these great races as of recently. Before that, in the Martha Washington going a mile 16th in January, she won by 7 1/4 lengths. Coming from mid-pack, I thought it was a very good race. Even with a little drifting, that's because she was in front by a bunch. And then an allowance race for 128 here at Oaklawn on New Year's Eve going a mile, winning by 8 1/4 lengths. Again, when she got the turn of foot, she just kept going. A very, very good race there. She's really being on the improve. Coming here today with a good trip. Like I said, it wouldn't surprise me if she wins, and you have to think, do they run her in the Derby if she wins today? We're only about 37 days or 36 days out from the Derby. They have to make up their mind soon, but I think she's on the up and up. Watch out for her. And also the 4 horse Doppelganger, I think, is your third likeliest winner. Getting no blinkers today. Placed in the San Felipe, most recently at Santa Anita behind Forbidden Kingdom. He doesn't have he's with Tim Yakteen now, but it was previous with Bob Baffert. The Bob Baffert horses usually got out of the gate well. This horse, he's against Tobias that day because he doesn't break well. He didn't break well in the San Felipe. He didn't break well in his debut at Los Al. The only race he broke well, in, was the race at Santa Anita in the San Vicente. But going around 2 turns to a mile and eighth, he should get a good trip. He's training well. A 3-1, it wouldn't surprise me if he wins, but I do think the other 2 are much better horses and more likely winners than him. We'll use him as the insurance play on our pick 4. But to recap my selection for the 12th from Oaklawn, it is the Grade 1, $1.25 million Arkansas Derby. As a top selection, we'll take the 9 horse We the People, give kudos to the 6 horse Secret Oath and the 4 horse Doppelganger, to 9648 Super, 964 in your multi-race. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.